And so that was one of my special memories of Grace Romanian Church, First Romanian Baptist Church, because I know it was a mixed group on that occasion. It was very special. It was also special to be able to conduct Helen's baptism right here, part of one of our morning services. John or Corinne and Helen are both members of the English congregation as well. So, you know, they straddle the two and there've been a good interaction. But I want to add just one more thing. Corinne has been one of those pastors of a non-English speaking Baptist church who has fully embraced the life of the Baptist Union of Victoria. He was on their, or still is, on their executive. And so he has served not just his own church, not just the Romanian community, but the wider Baptist community. He's made a very significant contribution in bringing the voices of some of the non-English speaking pastors to the Baptist Union executive, and something called the Multicultural Ministry Group. Because more and more of our churches are in partnerships, have several languages in the one church. It's a wonderful reflection of God at work in this multicultural Australia. And when John, as I said at the beginning, he is the sort of person who is open to God and keen to learn. And when John embraced doing some theological study, and there was a new program at Whitley, he brought Helen along too, and they studied together for 3 years. But then he decided that he needed to incorporate other people in the community, and so the next year we had a few more, and the next year a few more, because Corinne's concern was that all of the community should be growing in their faith and their understanding of God. That is the essence of a pastor. To be able to lead the community to be growing and developing in their understanding of God. And because John himself is open to God, he's able to lead other people in that same way. May the Lord bless you and lead you into the future that God has for you. Thank you.
And the Auburn Church would like to recognise and just celebrate the work of John and Helen. And this is purely a recognition. Thank you very much, David, for all that you've done in the very wider circle of and as you go on to your next steps.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Big surprise. Thank you. Thank you for your love. Well, am spus mai înainte că australienii au fost pentru mine, împreună cu frații mei români, vine să plâng, care m-au lansat în lucrarea lui Dumnezeu. Și știți, când te uiți în spate, mă uit la 31 de ani, nu la întâmplare, domnul Cica aici, doamna Ana Belea, domnul Nicolae, domnul Ionescu. Aceștia sunt oamenii care noi am găsit aici și care ne-au suportat. Și totdeauna dragostea pe care am avut-o față de române, pentru că am învățat de la alții. Am învățat cuvântul Dumnezeu să-mi iubesc aproapele. De aceea îmi iubesc foarte mult frații mei evrei. Sunt aici și totdeauna a fost alături de mine. Suntem chemați la dragoste, la unitate, pentru că asta a fost Domnul Iisus Hristos. Și suntem chemați să we show the love of Jesus. He is the Prince of Peace and Prince of Love. Lili Șcuțu, vă rog, da, pe Domnul. Din partea fraților noștri evrei, profesor Dr. Harry Cohn de la Melbourne University. Tonight we have a special occasion to have with us Professor Dr. Harry Cohn. He's from Jewish community, my best friend, and he's our best friend for all of them. Welcome, Professor.
Thanks. I'm going to speak in English to balance the languages today. The speakers before me were very eloquent in listing the qualities and the gifts of Corin, and we all appreciate him. But I would like to give my own input into it. Corinne has been a friend of mine since time immemorial, and that was before he became ordinated, and all this time we have known him and appreciated him. He was a frequent guest in my house whenever I have a party for a number of people, including visitors from overseas, and he impressed people very much. At such parties they were believers, non-believers, agnostics, etc. And he mixed very well with everyone. And sometimes he got very upset when someone said that God was too harsh in some of his punishments. He defended God. But anyhow, he could relate to these people and had a conversation with them. And later on, meeting these people again, they told me how impressed were they with him. And I think that he comes from a family that was believing in God and with very, very high standards of behavior, and he followed in that tradition. And he dedicated his life to God, and he has done a lot for many people. Ben Todica said that he helped people move house without any payment. I can tell you something more than that. You know, once he found out that my daughter wanted to move house, and he offered to help me. I protested, but he was adamant that he is going to do that. And he did it, but he was not in good health at that time. He had terrible back pains, and I found out about that, and I took him to my GP for a consultation. And there was a period, but you know, he followed a very strict fitness regime, but that is still going on, I think. And I think that he succeeded to get you know, on top of his health, and that's very good. So the relationship with Corinne also includes the relationship with Helen. You know, my wife and Helen speak very often to each other, and they had lunches together with some other ladies, and this has gone on for a number of years. And we are not going to interrupt this now that Corinne is going to move to another church. This is going to continue. He is here, and we will be with him. So I don't want to delay the moment of refreshments, and I'm going to stop here, wishing Corinne all the best, and assuring him of our goodwill and love.
Thank you, Professor. God bless you.